My name's Clive from Clive's Art, and you've joined me now on part 2 of the Christmas painting. And in the previous episode we actually done the tree trunk. So what I'm going to do now is show you a bit of the canopy. And now a lot of trees in England, I don't know what they are like abroad, but a lot of trees in England got a lot of ivy and everything growing up them. So I want to do one tree like that. I think what I'll do is I'll paint another tree there, roughly about the size I'm going to paint it on the original that I'm going to do. And I'm also going to have a look at a couple of branches and some foliage for the canopy. So without further ado, let's get to the canvas. I mix some Van Dyke brown, a little bit of Diaz purple, a bit of green. All the colours are basic I got on my palette, besides from the reds and the purples over there. And I got a script liner or a rigger brush, and I'm just thinning this down, just with a touch of water, just because this is a training video. I'm not too worried about the 45% rule, but when we actually come to do the original painting, we'll be using medium mix or something like that. As you can see, I'm rolling the brush to get a nice sharp point and making sure it'll flow. And now coming up to the palette, we're just going to be drawing just a couple of branches in. As such, I'm going to put another one there. That. Now it's important that you practice painting these branches, and we twist the brush like that to get to a point, and we got a paint is like a consistency of ink really. Now I'm not going to go into the 45% rule at this stage because we're only practicing, but when you come to painting branches, you twist and bend the brush a little bit, be quite loose, and you'll get these lovely little branches like that. And sometimes less is more anyway. You can put a few in. But if there's going to be a canopy on the tree, then that's going to be hidden a lot by the leaves. Anyway, we'll keep to them at the moment. I'm washing our brush out because we don't want it to dry on this. What I've got is one of these. Yeah, see? It's an old rough brush, bit of a bristle, and it's been bashed and prodded, and what the type of effect I want is splayed edges like that. So an old brush, distress it. If you've got one you can distress, just distress it. And what I suggest you do is bang it and push it right onto a piece of hardboard or plywood or whatever you've got on your palette. Don't put it on the canvas because it'll break through, and you need it splayed like that, look, see? And that's what's going to make our leaves. So it's dabbing your brush into your paint, and then get a little bit of kitchen roll or tissue paper or something like that, and just take the excess off, okay? And then you've got to think about your foliage pattern. Now obviously this is going to be in the winter, so I'll do the winter one there in a minute, but just think you might be autumn or summer trees, and you just need to put the pattern in as you think they'll be, and you need to reload your brush. Put a couple of darker spots in here and there. just to make it look a little bit thicker, and maybe this one is just a little bit sparser. There you go. You could put a couple of little dips just on the winter one, like that. You can either leave it plain or you can put a couple of leaves in there, it doesn't really matter. And then you wash your brush. And the same thing again. Now all I've done is just added a little bit of white paint to the paint that I've actually got on the palette. I've added a little bit more hooker's green to it. And I've splayed my brush, and I'm just going to go in now and just... Now that colour to me is not quite light enough, so we need to go a little bit lighter. Now this can be different types of brown, it doesn't have to be green. This can be different types of brown because obviously in autumn trees are a bit browner. And I will just put a couple of lighter spots here and there. And you continue that process. You should wait for each layer to dry, but because of video time, and you've got more time than I have, so you need to practice this. Just put a bit more, so we've got a bit lighter now, just to carry those highlights in. There you go. And if it's snow, then obviously you can just get white on your brush and just put, obviously it's just going to be better against the coloured sky. I'm just going to put a little bit of green in there in a minute just to give me a bit of contrast, because there's no point painting white on white, you won't see it. And that's basically all you do to build up your trees. Now going back again very quickly and going back into that dark mix I made, and on this side of the canvas I'm going to paint another tree. So I'm just going to come down like that. And I establish the main trunk, because the main trunk is always bigger and thicker. And then all we need to do, back into our rigger brush, or a script liner brush, and then we can put those branches and all this type of stuff in. And like I said, you need to practice this. I'm trying to get this completed on a certain time scale, so and just practice, practice, practice. I know I keep saying that, I know it's easier said than done sometimes, but it is important that we do this as often as we can. And in some cases it's hard and we tend to overdo things, but you get the idea anyway. So you need to build this tree up exactly as we've done the other one there. So all I'm doing now is adding a bit of raw sienna to the mix. I just put a little bit of that in there, just to give it a little bit of colour. Now this particular tree is going to be quite far back. We've got a bit of colour there and a bit of green, and like I said, there's a lot of ivy on this tree, so you can put this on the branches, or on the trunk I should say. A little bit of highlight here and there. In a similar type of way that we've done the canopy. Just chuck a little bit of highlight here and there, just to make it look as if the ivy is catching the light. Now this tree has not got any leaves or anything, so let's just chuck some more twigs in. And if you wanted to, because this is a winter scene, you can chuck a little bit of snow here and there, like as if it's been caught. Well, as I say, this is just practice, so it doesn't really matter. Where's that? There you go. There you go. Get the idea. And the other element I've got coming in to this painting is fence posts. So let's just put a bit of colour down. On the canvas. All I'm doing is just putting a bit of white on top of that colour straight away before it dries, just to get that little bit of an undertone going. And we can put a bit more colour in there later. Now we'll use the same brown mix because I don't want to waste any paint, and we could put the first fence post, say there. And the same thing, same way as painting our tree. Try not to get it too straight. In fact, let's put one here, but we'll put it just at a slight angle, and that always works well, especially for fence posts. Now if this is going further away, obviously this post is going to be a bit smaller. There you go. We talked about vanishing points in another video. And if it's going further away again, then obviously the distance is going to get across there like that. I'm just going to get a small detail brush on it. Okay, just go using the colours I got here now. I just want to just drop a couple of different colours in, just to make it look a little bit less dark. And then we get our white, which is our snow, and then we can put that down the side of the fence post like that, and another bit there. Notice I'm not going all the way down, I'm missing the odd gap, and that's important because it looks more realistic like that then. There you go. I'm just going to drop another bit of white on the canvas, on the round palette. I'm just going to use a little bit of gesso for this because I don't want to waste any paint as such. And now I'm going to drag exactly the same as we did on the tree. I'm going to drag this snow in, but trying to maintain the colour underneath as well. And then you can always get your script liner brush, and we'll just go into some plain Hooker's green for this at the moment, just because I got it on the palette. This is not a painting, this is just a practice. And you're going to put a few blades of grass in here and there. And while we got the brush out, I'm going to go back into that dark mix we made for the tree and thin that down slightly, and we need to go broken line from one post to the other. And then we can get some white, and then we can drop that onto the wire. I know you can't see it so well here, but there you go. And if you really wanted to, you could just get a little bit of undertone colour, and you could put a shadow in. So the light was catching it or something like that, just to break that up a touch. Put some more white in here, snow coming in there. You could put a bit of snow on the glass. You know, so you need to play now. And when you're practicing like this is what it's all about, is actually playing with different elements. The other thing I want to show you now is you don't even have to paint the trunk first, you can always do the tree first. So if you get yourself a fan brush like that, loaded with some paint, you could put the canopy in place. And then you could go in with your script liner brush could put the trunk in like that. A couple of little branches maybe, and you just put a couple of branches in there and join it all up. And there you go. There's another tree for you. The other way to do a tree, especially a fir tree or something, you could use your fan brush, put a line like that, and then start it at the top. As you come down, put a bit more pressure, a little gap, and then put your tree in place like that. You can put the grass on the bottom, back into script liner, and then just a little line there, a line there, a little line on the top like that, maybe a little bump. There's another quick tree for you. So there you go. That's how to do the canopy. You know, branches with leaves on. And there's a couple of different methods of way that I use to paint trees, like fir trees and oak trees and stuff like that. As I said, a lot of trees in the UK have got a lot of ivy and stuff growing on them, so that's how I tend to do that one. Very sparse that one is, because obviously this is going to be in the winter, and fence posts with a bit of snow on. So what I need you to do now is go and practice and practice and practice those, and I think that's about all I need to do as far as that is concerned. So the next one now will be setting up the canvas or canvas board or masonette board or whatever I decide I'm going to paint on, and I'll sort out the colours and the brushes, and then what we'll do then is we'll prep the canvas or the painting surface correctly. I know a lot of you know how to do that, but I'll do this very quickly, and then we will do the sky, I think, work on that and the background. So thank you very much for watching. I'm Clive from Clive's Art. I hope it's been of use, and we should get this painting up and running and ready by the 23rd December with any luck. So again, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did making it and painting it, I must add. And well, thank you very much for watching. Check me out on Facebook. You can join me on Twitter. Don't forget to check those playlists out, and I invite you to press the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. So thank you very much for watching. I'm Clive from Clive's Art, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye bye.